Wah 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 wah. Well, the girl them from Panama, Canada, Australia, Japan, wah wah. Venture them one, so because yeah. Anyway, take it, lady. You can drive me crazy.
Hey guys, welcome back to Life of Shells, and today I'm going to be making some authentic Jamaican stew peas, okay? Here we have the onion, a scallion, we have the pigtail, the chicken foot, my favorite. I don't know why, because it's pure bones. We have a pepper, a hot Jamaican pepper, we have some garlic, we have thyme. I got some beef. I could have used salt beef, but I don't want no... This meal is already very salty, so I don't need salt beef. But you could do as you choose. Got a side salad that I never ended up using, but had it anyways. So now we just have our pot. We got some peas that we had soak overnight with some scallions, some thyme. And we're just going to let that come to a boil. We really want the peas to boil as much as it can so that we get that nice brownish, burgundy-ish color that the stew peas has to have. Here I'm scalding off the pigtails because they're very salty. So in a total, I scalded for 3 rounds, right, to get the excess salt out. Here, my man is cutting up the chicken feet. Wow. Making sure we get all them claws off because we're not indulging in that. Here, he's struggling a little bit, but it's okay, babe. You're doing your thing. He's not a chef, but, you know, he my sous chef or whatever. But, yeah, so we're getting those nails off. Okay. Yes, baby, work. He said he wanted some stew peas this week. Yeah, you got to put him to work, baby, because this meal took about 4 hours, okay? 4 hours in total to cook. It's a whole freaking process. And then I want to be extra and got like 3 different meats, the pigtail, the chicken foot, and the beef. It was a whole process, y'all, but we got it done. So here, scalding off that. My boo is draining the excess water so that we can scald again for the final time. Here we're just catching some more water to do another scald because this shit will ruin your stew peas. If you don't take that excess salt out, you're gonna be doomed. And this meal is already very high in sodium, so yeah, that's why I used fresh beef opposed to the salt beef, because too much salt. So here we have our pot coming to a boil. This is the color that we're looking for. This is a great color here. So my boo did chop up the onions and the scallion, the onion and the garlic real fine, but it's okay. Cut it how you want. At the end of the day, the stew peas gonna look just like how it's supposed to look. Okay, so cut your seasonings how you desire. I'm adding some pimento seeds to the pot because what is stew peas without pimento? Now I'm here making some dough for my spinners. So I love to have spinners in my stew peas. Some people prefer not to. I don't know who those people are, but over here we do spinners. Yeah. Add a little, I would say like a couple teaspoons of salt. Not too much because, again, this meal is already very salty. So we don't want to add too much salt to the dumpling dough. And here, my boo just helping me pour some water. And mix. Now, my flour kneading skills is not the best. Okay,
you suck!
But, listen. It still turned out to be dumpling at the end of the day. So, you know, so this is what I got. Made a little bit because we don't need too much of this in the stew peas. Just enough to, you know. Now the pot has come to a boil. This is where I'm just going to start adding my extra ingredients now. So I'm adding my beef, my fresh beef. I cleaned it, washed it up with vinegar and everything. Now I'm just adding that to the pot. Do I season this prior to adding it to the pot? No, because I already seasoned my stew broth. I already seasoned. And again, where we have meats that have sodium, and then we're going to be adding all-purpose seasoning and such. So the flavor from the stew will eventually stick to the chicken foot and the beef and the pigtails. So we don't want to, I know some people pre-season their meats. I don't know who those people are, but not over here. So here I'm just adding some all-purpose seasoning to the pot, and I'm just going to stir and let that simmer, come to a boil. Now I'm washing off some rice, make some Shelly white rice, jasmine only. Rinse, rinse, rinse. This took a couple rinses to get some of that extra starch out. So guys, this is the exact color that you want your stew peas to have. Looking good. I had this boiling for approximately 90 minutes or so. Now I left the cover off so that the gravy, the stew can slowly thicken. Me adding the dough right now is going to also assist with thickening the stew faster. But definitely take the cover off so that the gravy can form and thicken faster, and so that we could speed this up, because it was, when I tell you this thing took forever to cook, it took forever to cook. More so because you got 3 different meats that has to cook. You know, it's all different textures, so you got to make sure that's really cooked properly. Then you want your stew to come down and thicken and get that nice stew peas flavor. So it's definitely a process. So I would say initially you would boil your peas with the seasoning, like the scallion and the garlic and such, for like about 1 hour. And then each hour, I would say you gradually just add to the pot. So whether it's your meats, it would be your meats, right? You add that, you add your seasonings, and you let it continue to simmer. Also add a pepper for taste. I did not bust the pepper because I didn't want the will in my mouth to burn up. So I just added that for some flavor. I did end up cutting the pepper a little bit so that I could taste a little more of the pepper. And here you can see the gravy coming down and it's thickening up. This is looking good. This is looking very good. So this is how we want it to look. You see that? Yeah, nice and creamy and juicy and delicious. Look at the rice, nice and shelly. Yeah, buttery and nice. Yup, just like that. Wow, so yup, this is the final plate. This is my authentic Jamaican stew peas made here in the kitchen. Thanks for watching.